society and on my parents. Let me start. At the outset, I wholeheartedly welcome you all in spite of so many interruptions, problems we are getting, and I apologize you for having made you to wait for such a long time because of the unwanted things that has happened, which are out of our hands. Sorry for everything. And I wholeheartedly welcome you all for this beautiful webinar, which is going to explain you something about how you can get into US medical field by undertaking MD course in Bay University. This is what I'm going to talk to you now. Basically, let me introduce myself. I am one Dr. Muthukumar. I'm only 60 years old. I am a student of Mother. I've been educated from Madurai Medical College in 1972. Okay, after completing that one in 90s, I went to Singapore. I did my PhD there. Then I worked in China. Now I'm running an exclusive institute of in Vijaya Health Center of Chennai. Okay, why I am interested in this? Let me brief you in a short thing. What is that? Actually, in our own time, we doctors, after completing our medical, we would like to go to America to go and work there because we thought it's a prestige for us to go and work in States. The problem was, like now you have got NEET here, even since from our days, you have got one USMLE examination, which has to be completed. Only then you'll be entitled to go and work in US. That was the then scenario. So our doctors, most of the doctors who interested, they tried it many times, but very unfortunate, they couldn't complete it. The reason being is not that USME is a very toughest examination, not like that. In Indian way of learning, we were being trained in a syllabus that is based on system based. We always learn cardiovascular system, central nervous system, likewise. But unfortunately, the American-based syllabus is based on totally on organ-based. So the total syllabus was different. So that was the reason we doctors, even in our time, we couldn't pass through the USMD. Not that is the very toughest thing, because the teaching syllabus was totally different. So we people, we dropped applying for this one or appearing for this one. We started pulling on ourselves. So what happened before 3 years, one of my cousin brother, who is placed in US, particularly in Florida, and he's a doctor here since 30 years, he visited me on before 3 years on Friday. That time in the paper, we came to know one little girl, Anita by name, she committed suicide, stating that she couldn't get past the NEET. This particular incident, it created a really a tough time or a confused or a worst thing in our lifestyle. So both of us started discussing what to do for this one. Because India is a poor country, we have to give them the best education, particularly in UK, US. How could we do that? This is what we are discussing. But casually, I was telling him, hey, why don't you start a medical college in US so that we can accommodate everybody. And he said, is it possible? I'll go and think over it. And then the meeting was over. But he went down after 3 months. He said, I have registered a medical institute in Florida. And the Americans, they got a system. What is that? In medical colleges, you know very well, it comprises of 4.5 years study. The first 2.5 years, you learn only anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, and pharmacology. That time, you are not even allowed to enter into the hospital because you are not going to see any case, you are not going to deal and learn medicine, surgery, and OG. So for 2.5 years, you will be put in the medical college campus, will not be going into the clinical site. So that 2.5 years is called as pre-clinical session. After that, in India, another 2 years, we'll get into the colleges, medical college, hospital, and we'll start seeing the cases, we'll equip ourselves with the clinical knowledge. This is how in India it is there. Likewise, in US, UK and US, how they do is, this 2.5 years pre-clinical course, they would like to conduct it somewhere outside US. But compulsorily, this particular 2 years of clinical side has to be done only in some recognized and approved hospitals in and around US. That is the law. So we have to shift from here. Nearby, we took, which we have chosen, one island that is called as Aruba Island. Why that? That I will tell you afterwards. So now we got a registered Bay University that has been registered, approved by the all the things in Aruba government. It is a Dutch Caribbean island. So people who are coming from India will be taking them to Aruba, that is near Florida, just 2 hours flight from Florida. There they have to undergo the total everything. When I show the things, I'll let you know. In this time, let me tell you as an introduction. For 2.5 years to 3.5 years, they will be in Aruba alone. After that, they will be taken to into the USA. In the USA, either in Florida or some other places, particularly they will be given a teaching of clinical teaching only in certain approved hospitals. So altogether, after this, they can appear for USMLE examination part 2. If they get through, they will be, by the government of United States, they will be placed as a senior internship for 5 years, for which the government itself pays not less than 3.5 lakhs per month. After this, during this 5 years period, within 1 year or after 2 years or after 3 years, depends upon the student, you can appear for the USMLE part 3. If you get through that exam, automatically you will be placed in any one of the 50 states of years and you will be given, if you are selected for orthopedician or other cardiologist, minimum $500,000 per year. This you can go and take it up in the world. So that comes to 3.5 crore of Indian rupees. That means per day you'll be earning 1 lakh. When we came to know all the things, I was so much excited and I wanted to give and transfer this one to our own students. But very unfortunately, the BSc people are the minimum qualification. The reason being is any bachelor degree people, they are awarded 90 credits for their limit. So for their credit, they'll be having 90 points. But plus 2 students, no. So we made the deemed university, the Aruba Bay University into a deemed university, so that for 1 year, if they go for pre-medical, it is called a pre-medical course of 1 year. Once they pass through the exam, we'll award them 90 credits so that they'll be eligible to come into the medical course that is hardly 4 years old, 4 years duration. First 2 years, pre-clinical, next 2 years, this is clinical. This is with this introduction, let me go into the subject. This is a Bay University, Aruba. It's really a wonderful thing that gives the opportunity to become MD doctor. This is where everybody gets confused. The reason being is, in India, you got only straight away you have to go to MBBS. After completing MBBS alone, you can think of going to the MD, the postgraduate level. But luckily, according to American board, that is AB, how they are formulated, they do not have any MBBS degree at all. So straight away, anybody wants to do medicine, they have to complete 4 years of study, 2 years preclinical and 2 years clinical side. They will be given MD degree. I repeat, sir, this MD is nothing but doctor of medicine. So many people in and around Chennai, they are telling me, doctor, is it diploma in medicine? No. American board is very strict. They're very powerful, very, I can say, that is the greatest thing in the whole world. USA and UK, these are the 2 countries. Have any degree, they get it. They can go and work in anywhere, writing an exam. They need not have a separate training program under somebody. Which I'm an Indian. I'm an MD. If I want to go to China or Singapore or in New Zealand, I have to make myself as an apprentice under a doctor for 2 year period. Then after getting an accommodation letter from him, I have to get the hall ticket and I have to appear for the exam. Only after passing through, then I'll be allowed to practice in those places. Even Singapore is not possible in India. MD doctors won't practice the there. But this MD degree, which you get through AB, that is an American board, it's valid everywhere. Straight away you can go, write the exam, straight away you can start the practice. So this is what is the another thing testing? For you've got two things I was talking about. One is +2 level, another is bachelor level. For +2 level, the problem comes with Anita, which she met with, that is none other than the need. So thank God, in our Bay University MD program, no NEET exam is necessary. Sir, when is it necessary? Those people who would like to come back to India and to be here and serve here or do the practice here, that time they can write a new NEET exam at that time. And another qualifying examination. Only after completing this one, they can be allowed to practice as an MD. It is considered as MD everywhere, every place. In India, MD may be a postgraduate, but straight away, according to the American board, MD is a degree, and that is considered as MD in any part of the world. So this is the one thing. So there are two groups of people who we invite. Number one, +2. Number two, any bachelor degree holders. They are entitled. Then where is Aruba? Because Aruba is a very vague, nobody would have heard of Aruba, including myself. That I can boldly tell you. Because Aruba, but when if you go and search in Google, you can see that it is called a wonderful island that is governed by a Dutch government people. And that area, the most striking thing why we selected Aruba is the only one point I can say, though it may be beautiful, that is something different. But I didn't bother about all those things. I gave more importance to one fact that in Aruba Island, the security that is equal to 0% crime rate. Not even one FIR has been filed against any problem. So what a wonderful place. It's a more of a heaven there. 0% crime. So once we send our people there, our children there, first their safety, that is very, very important. More than learning, their safety should be assured. That is the reason we selected Aruba. That Aruba is nearly 2 to 2.5 hours flight from Florida. So first 2 years, they have to be in Aruba. And this is how, where it is. You can see the map. This is it, just like that near Venezuela of South America. And another thing, this whole area is always hurricane prone. But believe me, in the Google has been given, totally Aruba Island it's a non-hurricane island. So it's a hurricane-free island. Otherwise, everywhere it is hurricane prone. So for the safety we took, these are the different pictures of Aruba. It's one of the finest places. I had been there last month. I saw that in person. It's a beautiful place where it's hard to believe me. They don't even close the shop there. Everything we kept open and no theft, nothing. It's a nice thing. People are good. It's also called as one happy island, the whole world. Because it's supposed to be the happiest place in here. And you've got 8 beautiful beach. And with the beautiful people are so good, no crime, nothing. And this is also prominent. And it is this port. This is the port of Aruba, where daily you do have umpteen number of international tourists visiting Aruba because the beautiful tourist city. Yes, what our Bay University offers you. This is the next question. We straight away offer the student the MD degree program. And I told you about the USMLE examination. So right from pre-medical and in pre-clinical and in clinical time, we are concentrating, we are dealing them, we are teaching only the USMLE training program. The syllabus is totally what the USMLE requires from the 2 students. Number 3 then comes tuition fee. Because they being in an America is very expensive, you know. But we have to bring it down to the affordable level. So what we did, we worked now myself and my brother worked in different types, and we wanted to give the students at a very low cost when compared to that is happening in India. For example, if you want to go to medical college, minimum of 70, 75 lakhs you have to pay as a capitation. Then minimum of 15 lakhs per year, likewise you have to go for 5 years. After the end of the 5.5 years, you will be given only MBBS degree. Then you have to wait for another 6 months. Because 5.5 years, no, by then the MDC should have been finished. Then you have to wait for 1 6, that comes to 6 years. Then again you have to apply for the MD program, for which minimum 2 crore you have to pay as a capitation fee. Then 30 lakhs per year for 3 years, again another 1 crore. So all put together, you have to learn for 9 years, and you have to spend minimum of 4 to 5 crores. But here, friend, I tell you, happily I can tell you, this is going to be only for 5 years for a plus 2 student and only 4 years for BSc graduate. And you have to go only, we have to pay the fee of only altogether 81 plus lakhs. What you are going to pay them as a capitation fee for the MBBS, you are going to pay for the total tuition fee. We have also arranged for accommodation and food. For the food, we have arranged the Indian chef, because most of the doctors we are going to take are Indian students. So to make them comfortable, stay them comfortable, we have already picked only the Indian chef. So we give South Indian and North Indian dishes, dishes. Then again, the stay, everything you would have seen in the pictures, it will be like 5 stars. So the single is available, double sharing is available, triple sharing, co-sharing, everything is available. Depends upon the interest of the student. This accommodation and food is not a mandatory. It's purely an optional. If you want to take, you take. Or else you pay the tuition fee, you can stay wherever you live in Aruba Island, and you can come for the classes. And classes will be very small size classes, and so inclusive of only 20 students per class. Likewise, we have planned it in such a way. So each and every student will have an individual attention from the teacher, class teacher who are in charge of that. Even the faculty, we have selected in such a way, most of them are Indian doctors. Because Indian accent in English is totally different. American accent is very, very different. Even the UK accent, you will understand what is what. But American accent, no, absolutely no. To avoid this real problem, the student is going to face, we have formed the faculty, mostly consists of only Indian doctors. The last one is, I already told you about the clinical phase of 2 years in US. That is going to be given only in the ACGME approved hospital. What is this ACGME? This is Accreditation Council for Graduates in Medical Education. For instance, you take Chennai. Chennai, they do not have actually in US, they do not have a concept of individual medical colleges, individual medical hospitals, not like that. Their concept is, they take Chennai. In Chennai, they will appoint either Apollo or Vijaya or something like that, big hospitals which are capable of taking training and teaching section along with their regular treating the patient. Likewise, they are put certain hospitals. So for the 2 clinical years, they will be placed within that ACGME approved hospital, and they will be made to learn, write, and examination. So what the Bay University is offering you? This is a direct USA MD degree, which I already told you. This is again and again, I'm telling you, it is not diploma in medicine, but it is a doctor of medicine, which is a MD that is given in India and other places, that you have to keep it in mind. Then 4 years of MD program, completion of 90 college credits, that is very important, because automatically the bachelors of any degree, they'll be given, they got already a completed 90 college credits. So that is going to be for 4 years. For 5 years, because they do not have a bachelor degree, we make them to undergo 1 year of pre-medical course by our university. At the end of the pre-medical course, we award them 92 days, so that they get ready for the regular batches. You got my point. This is after all going to be, or let me first tell you about the 5-year MD program. We'll split it into two ways, 5 years and 4 years. Now let me tell you something about the 5 years MD program. For 5 years, sir, what are the eligible candidates? Any plus two passed out. They need not be on science alone. They can take any major. It will be economics, history, whatever be there, math, even they are qualified. Sir, how come, sir, you are totally going out of the way? Yes, it is true. The reason being is, in US, you ask any of your friends, even at the age of 40, if an advocate would like to go for a medicine, they can. This is what their syllabus is talking about. This is what the American board has already approved. So in 12th class, because we are going to teach them according to the USMLE syllabus in our medical program, they could be of any major. So they will be eligible for USA. So what is the mark limit? Just the pass will do. So for any plus two student, pass will do minimal mark. Then any major, any age group, then again, they need not go for NEET and other examinations. Straight away, they pay the fees to the Aruba University, straight away, Bay University. They come and meet us, we'll take them in one shot. The classes is going to be started in September 25th, 2020. We barely need 15 to 20 days for the visa processing. So cut-off date will be the first week of September, but comfortably I can tell you is the end of this month, that is 31st of August. So dear friends, it's a nice opportunity. You are going to be educated in US, and everybody knows the US laws and regulations are very strict. You cannot play with them. And particularly for professional colleges, that's why that you cannot do anything. Okay, next question. This is about the 4 years MD program. Now let me tell you who are the eligible candidates. The BSc graduates of any major, particularly science-oriented major, then for anatomy, physiology, then biochemistry, then zoology, botany, something like that. Or paramedical students like nursing, particularly physiotherapist. Sir, I insist the physiotherapist to have a second thought, sir. Having passed out for 5 years, they're coming and practicing. They have to depend on a orthopedician for the living. But very unfortunate, you are not allowed to practice as a doctor. So who will be your client? How can you do wonders? So you people, it's a final thing. If you go again back to this thing for 4 years, you'll be qualified as an MD, doctor, medical doctor. So not only them, the BAMS, BHMS, even dentists we take up, even dentists, they are qualified. They can go with this 4 years program. So with that, totally the pre-medical will not be for them. They allow only pre-clinical 2 years and in Aruba and the clinical course in US. What are the benefits, sir? In coming and learning in our Aruba, in our Bay University, what are the benefits we are getting out of it? But number one, I can say, your children will have a beautiful interaction and the ambience will be totally different with international students. That is a very important thing for the incoming generations. Because incoming generation is a state of all with survival of the fittest, struggle for existence. So unless they compete with the international population, they cannot survive. It's a beautiful opportunity for them to come and mingle with the international population. Number two, right from year one till they complete their MD, the US model curriculum is followed according to the USMLE system. Only we are giving more importance to the USMLE examination. We will be teaching throughout like that. Then clinical rotation in US and Canada basis, what do I mean? That's the clinical study which they are going to do that after 3, 4 years and 5 years. Till that time will be in Bay University, Aruba. After that, we will be in either Florida or nearby countries where the SCGMG certified hospital, you are going to have your clinical protection. Study loan arrangement means by this what I say, having formed the university, we have also made arrangements for so many other things like student scholarship. Sir, when do I get scholarship? The first year, no. Absolutely no. Only at the end of the first pre-medical year. That is first year for BSc students and second year for plus two students. You will be kept a target. Then if you get the mark to that level, you will be given scholarship. It's not a loan, it's a study scholarship that has been arranged by the university itself. But to attain it, you have to get this much of mark. So everything will be taken care by our people. Number two, to start with, we have particularly contacted national banks in Tamil Nadu, India, and I personally went and met the DGM, and we confirmed with one bank. We have made all arrangements. They are ready to give out of the total tuition fee and the food and accommodation all put together. They are ready to give you 90% bank loan. So if I say 81 lakhs for the total structure, if you pay 8 lakhs for the 5 years, your job is done. Unbelievable. Another 90% will be taken care by the bank people against any collateral, as it is. Nobody will give it for free of thing. They need a lien. You will mark a lien, you get the bank loan, 90%, 10% you give it from your pocket. Then you can pretty much you can go. But the thing is, sir, when should we repay? That again that comes to the poll. When you have to repay, not when you are a student, you need not pay even a single pi, not even the interest. I make it very clear, no pi you are going to pay as a EMI. After completing MD and for 10 years, for 5 years with a plus 2 student and 4 years for the BSc student, for 6 months you have got a holiday period. After getting MD, you have got a holiday period. Then after this holiday period, your EMI starts. That is for 15 years when you take it from me. It will work to hardly, I can say 50 to 60,000 rupees per month. But after completing MD, I will detail you next again. After the completing MD, you may be given a chance to go on work in America itself. The government will itself take it if you pass through your part 2. And they will give you 300 lakhs a month. So this is the finest thing. A student or the parents, they can sell out only 10% of what we ask for. It comes to actually not more than 10 to 12 lakhs from their pocket for their son to go to MD, to go to years and complete the MD medical course itself and become an MD student, MD graduate. So again, in our company, in our university, we arrange for passport and visa arrangement. Everything we take care. But you have to pay for it, simple. For the people who are going to learn in that place, we are also organized food and accommodation at university campus itself. Because the accommodation for women and gents are different. And food, already I explained to you, this is we are bringing out the Indian chefs. So you get Indian food and continental. So this is how we are making your stay very comfortable, very safe, and at the same time, you will be very good in your MD program so that you go through the US MD examination, just like that, and be placed in US. To have to earn 1 lakh per day. It is no exaggeration. You can go and check it up in the Google. It has been clearly given what is the amount is paid for the orthopedician and for the cardiologist. This is about the USMD. USMD, United States Medical Licensing Examination. Unless you write this one, you will not be allowed to enter into USA. So this is then like our NEET in India. This USMLE is an entrance examination you have to write to pursue your MD degree course in US. Now that they have got 3 sets of USMLE. Stage 2 and stage 3. You have got 3 steps. Bay University, to start with, you will go and be placed in Aruba Island under the Bay University. So we prepare you to undergo the USMLE Part 1. At the end of the 3rd year for the 5-year student, and at the end of the 2nd year for the 4-year student, this Part 1, you have to write it down. It is not a tougher, sir. Again and again, I am underlying this one. This is not a toughest exam which you are going to face. People who can easily score 50 marks in India, they can easily go through because right from day one, they are going to be trained only in USMLE syllabus. And we are also preparing them to go for this USMLE successfully complete and get into the US. The stage 2 exam, that after completing MD, once 5 years and 4 years are over, once you complete our exams and get the MD degree, you have 2 options with you. You need not think about stage 1 or stage 2. Either you can come back to your respective country back again. So once you come here, in India, because already I told you the degree is given awarded by the American board, even in India, it is considered as an MD. This we have confirmed it. But at that time, you have to undergo the at that time need, and again another the end examination. That will be much easier for you because already you are qualified in USMD, you are trained in USMD. So for a 10 student, writing a fourth year, fourth standard examination will not be a problem at all. Once you pass through that one, you can come and practice as an MD after 5 years, I underline. Okay, these people who do not want to come back, they want to stay in US, they can write stage 2 exam after completing the MD. Once they get through the, once they pass out the stage 2 exam, immediately they will be given a senior internship in America by the American government. They'll pay you 3.5 lakhs per month minimum. Minimum I'm talking about. So you can have your food, everything in that one, even you can pay the EMI by yourself. Then they give you 5 years time. Within this 5 years time, what you can do, you can comfortably sit and prepare yourself to appear for the USMLE Part 3, and it will be much easier for you to get through. I can say most of the students, they will get through in 2 years or 3 years. Once you get through the USMLE within the stipulated 5 years time, within they have given in Google search 14 days, I'll make it 30 days. Within 30 days, the government of US will give you a job in their medical colleges and medical institutions in and around the United States within the 50 states of US. For which the payment is, as I already told you, $500,000 per year. That is 3.5 crore per year. That comes to 1 lakh per day. This is our flow. Yeah, this is our flow chart. What I'm telling you, this is the course flow chart. Number 1, this is first year for people who are joining in +2 level. So pre-medical course will be at Aruba Island. So second one, you enter the second stages for the BSc people and passed out with the +2 people. They all join together to go for the pre-clinical year for second and third year at Aruba Island. So after this third year and second is completed, you have to appear for USMLE stage 1 examination, which will be very simple and quite comfortable for you as you have been trained by the USMLE syllabus right from first year. So easily you can get through this one. After completing USMLE part 1, you will be taken to 2 years, particularly in Florida, with the ACGME hospital, and they will give you training for 2 years. So your clinical course will be done in US. After completing this thing, MD degree will be awarded by the Bay University, and in US you will get the degree. After getting the degree, you can return back to your respective country and write an entrance examination and go to and be practiced there as a MD degree. Or you can straight away start with, you can appear till that time our job, sir. After that, our job will be done. You can appear for USMLE stage 2 examination. If you get through within 5 years of senior internship, that is for 5 years given by the government of US, you have to appear for USMLE stage 3. That if you get through immediately, within a month's time, US government will make you as an appointed medical practitioner in any state. This is the flow chart. I hope you understood this one. So you can either you can come back as an MD or you can be there You can make your own earning by 3.5 lakhs per month. You can write the third examination. As because you have been prepared, you have been trained in the USMLE syllabus, it will be much easier for you to undergo the test. Very simple. Now,
Thank you, Dr. Muthukumar. Thank you very much. Shall we have the question and answer session, sir? Thank you very much for your elaborate.
Definitely, after I complete my explanation, then I will go for the session.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Kindly hear what I say. Any question you are free to ask me after the session is over. I got 30 minutes for it, sir.
Excuse me, Solomon. We have the session time duration. Solomon.
One sec, sir. Yeah, we have, there is no time limit for the session. So you can go
Okay.
ahead and continue.
That
Okay.
is what is there. You can tell me. I can make it fast.
You can go ahead, sir. Dr. Muthukumar, you can go.
Okay. And this is the thing of the tuition fees, sir. First year, they are going to pay only 15,600 US dollars plus an admission registration for $2,000. It all works to hardly, it comes to 15.3 lakhs. Then again, for accommodation and food, that is a dorm. Dorm means, according to everywhere you know that is accommodation and food, that's a dorm. It's an optional one. If you want to be with 4 to 8 students group, that is $400 per month, $400 per month, or 600, or 800, or 1200. Depends upon what are the option you are taking. It's optional. So altogether, what you're going to pay is absolutely, it is only inclusive of this dormitory included. You have to pay only 15.3 lakhs for the first year. So that is a free medical year. For free clinical year, that is 4-year student, they have to pay the first year 21,600 as the tuition fee, and registration fee of another 2,000 plus this optional accommodation. So that comes to really 17.7 lakhs. So altogether, sir, I make it very simple. If the parents, they do have any collateral that comes to around about 80 lakhs, if they got any need collateral there, we'll really guide you. We'll take it to the bank. We see to that you pay only 10%. Another 90% we'll get it from the bank. Very simple, sir. Today in Madras, I can boldly tell in Chennai, you have to pay 2 lakhs to get a seat in the LKG. I'm very damn sure. What is happening in Chennai, I know. But here, if you pay 2 lakhs, you are going to learn MBBA, MD. Your son is going to do MD doctor. That too in yes. Stay, everything we take care. Four meal a day, not only 4 meals, 3 meals and 1 tiffin and coffee. Think of it. The stay is going to be 5-star hotel stay, not less than that. So this is the thing which I want you to understand. This is a living hall. Can you see the living hall? You got a kitchen, dining inside. You got a living hall. You got a beautiful bedroom. This is how each and every hall is going to be. This is what repeatedly I'm telling you about. It looks like a 5-star room. Yeah, it's a beautiful apartment. We personally went there. We had a look. I fixed up everything. Because I know the Indian people's want and need. So I personally took into this, visited there along with my brother. Then we fixed up this one. This is where our students are going to accommodate themselves. Then require documents. What are the documents they will require? +2 mark sheet, number 1. This +2 mark sheet should be attested by a notary public, naturally, because of the duplication. We want to avoid all those things. Then one reference letter about their conduct. Simple, very simple. And that is by the school principal. And one letter to the popular public person, like MLA, MP, not necessarily. You get it from your counselor in various area. That is okay. Then NOC from police is very important for any student who is leaving India for educational. It is a must, mandatory. So you have to go and approach any nearby police station. If you ask them for students immediately, they will give. If you do not have any marks, something like that. Then birth certificate attached by notary public, copy of passport front page and address page, and two passport size photographs. This is what altogether you require along with the tuition fee. That's it. For registration, sir, I honestly telling you, you got a open online registration form is available. You take www.bayuniversity.org. Straight away you want to register. You can pay the fee there, no problem. You come and show me the bill. At any cost, we are not in a stage to collect money. We'll ask you to pay through the bank so that they will give you a receipt. If you show me the receipt, my job is done. I take your thing. Then I will arrange. What is in my mind is people, consolidated people, they have a farm. I'll make the bank people to come and place in one place. I'll give you timing for each and every people so that you can walk in. It's nothing but a walk-in approval of the education fees. Likewise, I'll make my travel agent to compensate so that your visa problem will be easily solved. For any contact, you can contact the following number. Okay, sir. So, friends, here I am. Actually, you can really shoot your question. I'll be very happy to welcoming your questions always, because something, whatever I say, only 80% I could have delivered in what I want to deliver. Only 80% you would have understood. So you will have an empty number of doubts. Kindly ask me question. The question number is yours. Yes. Any question?
Thank you very much for the elaborate presentation, Dr. Muthukumar.
Thank you, sir.
I have no questions because I have gone through your
Okay. I'm very happy.
YouTube channels.
I'm very happy.
Mr. Shekhar from Malaysia is here.
Yeah, please, sir. Shekhar, sir.
Shekhar sir, இது வந்து உங்களுக்கு புரியுதா? இப்போ வந்து யூஎஸ்ல டிகிரி வந்து it is degree awarded is a postgraduate degree, MD, which is recognized. Which is,
sir, can you explain that in Tamil? I can explain. Sir,
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
India.
Yeah, I understand. I understand the presentation.
Okay.
Shekhar, Muthukumar sir, let me complete.
Please.
So, Shekhar, regarding India, I am sure because my son is also a doctor, there are 5 countries like UK, Canada, US, New Zealand, Australia. இதெல்லாம் வந்து இந்தியால recognized by Medical Council of India.
Okay.
Regarding Malaysia, my friend is there, Dr. Uduman Ali. I will share his number. Malaysian law என்னன்னு நீங்க அவர்கிட்ட கொஞ்சம் கேட்டுக்கங்க. Somebody studying in America, when they come back to Malaysia, whether that US degree is recognized in Malaysia.
No. Mr. Friend, let me explain you clearly. In the recognition in India by these countries, you forget everything. In general, let me explain you in one word. If you got an American board degree, all the countries in the world have to accept. This I make it very clear. I'm not going to talk about any other countries. Whether we do have or not, I do not know. But if you get through an MD degree through Bay University, 100%, it goes without saying, it is accepted each and every country in the world. That I can clearly tell you. So no question of anything. When if it is we get a degree outside, will it be considered? No, not in India, anywhere. It is an MD. It is not considered as not equivalent to MBBS. I underline again and again. I insist. Yeah, this is a purely anywhere, any world. Yeah, any country in the world, this is American board degree has to be accepted. It's a universal. I don't have any doubt in all those.
Okay. Understand, sir.
Okay, sir. Sir, any other questions, sir?
So the cost value is the same, right? All the countries will be same, right?
Universal. So that is the reason, sir, I put in dollar rate. I didn't put it in rupee rate. It may be different, this, that. Then no, absolutely no. That is the only reason I given you in the dollar.
Anyway, most of the Malaysian students, Hello, sir.
Sir,
Hello. Yeah. Malaysian student, most of them going to the Ukraine.
the
Some they
problem
going.
is anywhere, I tell you, I can tell you, being a medical doctor for 40 years, I know what is happening in Russia, China, Philippines, and all other countries. There you get only MBBS degree, sir. After completing MBBS, you have to come and write an exam here. If the government of India, day before yesterday, it has announced, you can come and have the internship in India itself. But even then, you will be given only an MBBS degree, not an MD degree. So whichever area you go, whichever amount is spent for 5 years, and that is also for 5 years. When you get an MBBS degree in 5 years outside US, and when we give MD degree within this 5 years for a very lesser cost, why not you? You have to think that one. Absolutely no way MD is given. That I can be assured of.
Shekhar,
Yeah.
Nobody will give you.
Shekhar,
Everybody will give you.
சொல்லுங்க சார்.
Are you got it, sir?
got it.
Yeah. So the
Ukraine,
same amount of money, the same amount of period your son is going to read, same amount of every all session staying, you'll be given MD degree.
No, sir. There this one only the mindset. There's the cost. Now all people.
The value I'm going to America. Sir, this is not a mindset, sir. Clearly, I make it very clear. This
Okay.
is for people who understand the value of going to US for their job. Sir, where you get, sir, 1,50,000 as a salary after your 8 years of 8 years of learning, sir. Today, a plus 2 student comes. After 50 years, they will be given MD degree. Within 5 years, on the third year, if they complete years only 2, 3, they will be paid for 1 lakh per day. It's an open secret. Anybody will kindly visit Google. They can see that for cardiologists and for orthopedicians, it is $500,000 per year. Really,
Sir, one more question. Sir, one more question. If a student come to study there, they have any part-time job they can do?
but sir,
They allowed any part-time job can do for the survival?
that I will not assure you, sir. That depends upon the place. Because each and every day, till Trump was there, the scene was different. My son was in beautifully working there on H-1B visa. But when Trump came, immediately my son was sent out. My daughter-in-law was there. Hello, what is happened in 5 years? Nobody knows. Nobody can predict. Hello, don't ask that question. These are all political scenarios. That may
Shekhar,
be
டாக்டர் முத்துக்குமார் சார், நான் கொஞ்சம் பேசலாமா?
professional period. It is only like that. Nobody will dare to touch the professional. That I can professional education. Nobody will dare to touch it. That I can boldly tell you. Because in Google, if you go and see that, in Google, if you go and see that, sir, they say for another 50 years, the demand for doctors will be on the high side in US. That is what has been written. Anybody kindly go and check it up. So another 50 years. So the demand is there for 50 years. But could be changes in the small changes in the political scenario. That will not affect our students, not going to affect. But working out, because you are going there on a student visa. Getting a student visa, can you go and work outside, it will become illegal. That is not no. That risk is dependent on the student. That we never advocate, sir. Please, sir.
Shekhar, I wanted to add this point. When you are going, when somebody is going on a student visa, they are going for the purpose of education. So let us not deviate. Let us not give
Absolutely, sir. We are not going
false
to
hope
do
that they will get
I
employment.
don't want to give you false hopes and false assurance, sir. I make it very clear. What is with me, what is I got, I'm talking to you in a clear way. Because at any part of the time, I should not be going on. I'm very particular about that one. Name of God, I can tell you. Whatever I got, I'm placing it
You
on.
have other options. As you rightly said,
You have to play.
You have other options. Shagar, you have other options of Ukraine, Georgia, China,
Sir,
Philippines.
what is that other option? I don't see it, sir.
All these things are undergraduate degrees, and
Sir,
you will
it
not
is-
be allowed to
sir,
practice.
it is-
Let me complete, sir.
Undergraduate
Let
and
me
postgraduate. You are getting a degree of MD. Then where is the question of undergraduate and postgraduate?
Sir, அதான் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கேன் சார் அவர்கிட்ட. சேகர் வந்து Shagar is my associate. I have to tell him, I want to make use of this opportunity to explain him. Shagar, so these countries offer only undergraduate degree. So don't compare an apple with an orange. An apple is an apple,
Oh, okay.
orange is an orange. And
Yeah, yeah,
all
okay.
these,
Understand,
in all these countries, Ukraine, Georgia, Philippines, once and the student visa expire ஆன உடனே அவன் துரத்தி வீட்டுக்கு அனுப்பிச்சு விட்டுருவான். You cannot practice.
ஆமா, ஆமா.
You cannot practice here. So what you should look for is the child should study in US and work in US. அந்த மாதிரி தான் வந்து நம்ம பார்க்கணுமே தவிர நம்மளோட அப்ஜெக்டிவ் பூரா அததான் இருக்கணும். நம்மளுடைய நோக்கம் பூரா அங்கே படிச்சு அங்கே வேலைக்கு போற மாதிரி பார்க்கணுமே தவிர அங்க போயிட்டு வேலை பார்க்கறதோ இல்ல அங்க போயிட்டு திரும்பி வரவங்களோ வேண்டாம். Right, thank you.
திரும்பி வர்றது கூட ஆப்ஷன் சார். அது அவங்க ஆப்ஷன். பட் when they got a better option, who will come? ஒரு நாளைக்கு 1 லட்சம் ரூபாய் நான் இங்கேயும் கூட சம்பாதிக்கலையே சார். 40 years of practice. ஒரு நாளைக்கு 1 லட்சம் ரூபாய் நான் இங்கேயும் பார்க்கலையே. Turning out a better option, who will come back to India? வந்தாலும் தப்பு இல்ல. Your possibility, you have got certain possibility to come and work as an MD. That again, I am emphasizing. That is, there may be some doctor's son. They would like to take over their father's hospital. So they have to come back. Yes, I understood. They can, but when they come back, they can write the NEET at that time. They can go for the exam. When they come back, they can come as a MD. That's why again and again I am emphasizing. They can take up the.
Sir, one more thing. Sir, what the percentage after they pass all the exam? So what the percentage they can get the job in USA?
Exemption. What do you mean by that?
What the rate percentage? Maybe 100% they can can get job in USA.
No. Sir, one thing I get, sir. They have to get through the Aruba examination. That's it. Aruba US examination. Sir, in India you got 2 types, sir. In NEET, 1% will be for selection of the seat in the medical colleges. Another thing they quote as a pass mark.
Zoom audio மட்டும்
Okay.
Zoom இது.
I am telling you, yes, only part 2. If you pass alone, it will be okay. For it to be placed in US for the senior internship.
இல்ல அதான் சார் நான் கேக்குறேன். இல்ல அவங்க பாஸ் பண்ணிட்டா ஜாப் வந்து டெஃபினெட்லி அவங்களுக்கு அங்க கிடைச்சிருமா?
100% சார். நீங்க பாஸ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா கவர்மெண்ட் கொடுத்தே ஆகணும். நீங்க அப்ளை பண்ணி அதுக்கு நீங்க உட்கார்ந்து எதுவும் காம்படிட்டிவ் எக்ஸாம் கிடையாது. யூஎஸ்எம்டி பார்ட் 2 எழுதணும் உடனே they have to give you. அதுதான் ரூலே. இது நான் முத்துக்குமார் உங்களுக்காக சொல்ல சார். I am exactly talking you what is happening in US. Automatically you will be put as a senior internship. Senior internship பண்றது நீங்க எடுத்த மார்க்ல எந்த சப்ஜெக்ட்ல என்ன நான் அப்படியே சொன்னேன் ஆர்கன் வைஸ். இந்த ஆர்கன் வைஸ்ல which area which organ you have expertise அந்த இதுல மட்டும்தான் உங்களை போடுவாங்க சீனியர் இன்டர்ன்ஷிப். இப்போ ஒருத்தவங்க அங்க போன எல்லாம் பண்ணாங்கன்னா ஆட்டோ போடுவாங்க. யூ கேன் டிமாண்ட் only perform. Right, understand me there? You can demand and get. You have to perform.
Message
Not to prove yourself. Very simple. Immediately, then after completing 3rd year, actually, sir, they say 14 days. It is given in Google. After the completion of 14 days, they will place a doctor degree, doctor job there.
So what is the salary range, sir? What is the salary range after they pass the exam?
What is that?
What is the salary range?
Salary. One step, sir, when they get into senior internship, 3.5 lakhs, sir, whichever subject they have taken, whether it's ortho, cardio, anything. Okay, for anybody, it is a fixed one, 3.5 lakhs per month Indian rupee. After completion of USMLE Part 3, if they go for ortho and cardio alone, they will be given 500,000. If they go for the other faculty, they will be less paid. Simple. I'm talking about the highest paid faculty. Having gone there, let your son be focused on the highest, but not less than, sir, I can tell you, not less than or $300,000 per year. No, not less than. Everything is given in Google, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, king is always believing. You go, you check it out, you comfort yourself. Once you comfort yourself, then you come to it. King is always believing. Okay, sir. Any other questions, sir?
Chatல போட்டோமே. இங்க போட்டோமே. பார்க்க முடியல.
Doctor, a question from Dr. G. Chandramohan. They
Yeah,
want
okay.
to see the medical school photos, Aruba medical school photos.
Okay. Dr. Chandramohan,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah, come out.
No, there is no sound. பேசு வருது.
Now we can hear you.
Do you hear me, sir?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Do you have the photos of the medical school, Muthukumar?
The medical school.
Ah,
Yeah, I'll send you.
all right.
It is not a school that the infrastructure, sir, always, it not be like India. That is the reason we can give it for a lesser rate. India, what is the problem? They have to have a big building, ambience, everything. For they have to spend more than 200, 300 crores. So that is the reason they have to collect more money. But everywhere in US, even in US, you need not have a big campus. Only where the research faculties are there, they will use in Stanford, for Harvard. If you want to see, you got big campus. There they will be doing research. For individual one, they will take up one place, they will have classrooms, everything will be there for 2 years. After that, anybody, they have to go and work and be trained in the ACG ME approved institution. There is no question of individual.
Right, sir. Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Babu sir, Saraman,
Sir, Babu sir is in online, so maybe we can. So if any other questions,
Mr. Rajakanan, Mr. Venkatesh, Shobana, you have any questions?
No, sir.
No, nothing.
thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, on behalf of our thing, I really I should thank you so much for your patience hearing, number one. Number two, in spite of so many hurdles, you kept yourself cool and you were happy and you were enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed my thing. Okay. Thanks for everything. Kindly take this message to your fellow people. So not the question of making money, sir. You and I are trying to do that. Let us give the best thing to our younger generation in which we are living. So kindly do. I will really again thank you so much. We'll meet in our next webinar. Thank you so much, sir. God bless.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you.
Thank you.